Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to properly fly in Flightline. So, there's 5 different things that there are, technically 4 because Black Box is only access to have has only for developers right now. I don't know what that would be used for in the future. Explore, so you basically just explore everything, I guess. Or explore the world. Spectate is where you spectate other planes. And then air traffic control is basically just, yeah, I mean, you just air traffic control airspace. But yeah. And then probably the best one would be flying a plane. When you click on it, there will be 3 categories: long haul airlines, medium haul airlines, and short haul airlines. From what it seems like, medium haul airlines are best for beginners. I don't know if that's true or not. So yeah, just pick whichever one you want to go with. Because I mean, the first one that I did was Boeing 747, and to me, they all seem the same. So yeah, I'm gonna be flying a Boeing 747. Let's do uh, Lifsia's Lufthansa, I guess is what it probably said. But yeah, probably something that people don't know, well, not that many people know, is that you can change your call sign. So I'm going to change that despite me having a livery. And let's go ahead and continue. As of right now, there are 4 airports. And I'm also gonna be showing how to create a flight plan. If you are wondering where these airports are in the world, there is a map that you can look at, and there'll be a link to that map in the description down below. There's also a checklist that you can do for doing pre-flight check for doing a pre-flight checklist: push and start, taxi, pre-takeoff, after takeoff, approach, before landing, after landing, shutdown, and missed approach / go around. I'm gonna, I guess, go ahead and follow the checklist for this video. You don't always have to follow the checklist. So yeah, let's. So we're gonna be doing a flight from Wellington Square Airport, which is right here. Another thing is that, well, that's it. So we're gonna be going from Wellington Square Airport to JXDX because I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that name. um, Something is that Wellington Square is like the only one with all 3 large and medium and small sized stands. On Only small planes can go to small size spawn at small size stands. Only medium and small planes can spawn at medium sized stands, and then all kinds of planes can spawn at large size stands. So yeah, we'll be taking off from runway 4 and landing at runway 36 right. So yeah, go ahead and create the flight plan. That is not the correct airport. Okay. So let's go with 6,000 feet, maybe. Maybe not. Let's see here. That's that longer distance. Let's see from here. Let's go with 3,000 at first, and then we go up to 10,000, I guess is what we could do. 300 knots is what we'll do. Oh, and also I forgot to mention that in order to add more waypoints, like I just did here, you click this plus sign. If you want to remove a waypoint, you click the X sign. Let's see, how many waypoints are there going through? 1, 2, 3, 4 waypoints is what we will be going through. Okay. Okay, there's the 4 waypoints. And then in order to get to be approached, you click approach, and then you select your runway. Let's go ahead and select JDX runway 36 right. We'll be going through guard before we get to there. Okay, so we will be first going to Junip, waypoint Junip, and then we'll be going to Tupli, and then where is it? Hector, right there. And going to guard, we'll go down to 3,000 again, and then 1,000 there. And we'll slow down to 250, and then we'll go ahead and slow down to 185. Hello, I forgot to mention something that's going to be very useful when creating a flight plan. If you were to click here, you'll be able to change the heading, which it does not automatically put in a heading for approach. You'd have to manually put in your heading. A tip when it comes to headings is that the runway numbers, like for example, runway 36 right at JXDX, corresponds to heading 360. So that's something that you can keep in mind as some very useful information. And I didn't set that in the video, but turns out I didn't need to set that in the first place for this flight. Sometimes you wouldn't, sometimes you do. So just be aware of that. Probably best to just put in heading for approaching the runway, so that then the plane can be able to stay locked onto the runway since the start of the turn. Back to the video. Okay, so there's that. Once you are happy with the way your flight plan looks, you can then click execute, and this is what it will look like once you have executed. So now let's go ahead and spawn at a gate. Let's go ahead and spawn at gate 14. Wait, will we be taking off from runway 4? No, we're going to be taking off from runway 22. That's where we'll be taking off from. Sorry, my bad. We're going to be taking off from runway 22 over there. And then landing at runway 36 over at GXDX. So you press, if you want to be realistic, you can press the J key to bring the gate to you. If you don't know what your controls are, you can press that button up there, and it'll bring up the controls. My controls are going to be different from yours if you have the default controls, because I've changed mine around. So look at your controls to see what they are. If you hold down space, it'll bring up this menu. If you were to hold down space, And this is where you have the entire menu to for managing the plane. Main one would be autopilot. Here is probably if you were to do everything by keybinds, you would have to do this manually because there's no keybinds for this. Uh, what else? I prefer to not use the keybind for the lights. I usually just manually do lights for me. And then flight director is good to have for keeping yourself on path. Because then, if you're to fly this manually and you were to have a flight plan set up, but you were to choose to not use autopilot, you could use that to keep yourself on path. So yeah, uh, this is what the menu would look like if you were to have created a flight plan. And this is what it would look like without a flight plan. Let's change that to be max. So yeah, yeah, so yeah. For flaps, generally flaps as a flap notch 1 or 2 is good for takeoff, depending on your plane size, and then full flaps is good for landing. For when you go to land, there, if you were to bring the spoilers down, you don't have to manually put them down once you've touched down. You can put them into arm, and then when you touch down, they'll automatically come up, which is quite nice. One less thing that you have to worry about doing, or you could just manually extend them. Autopilot engage and auto thrust engage. That's what those two are there. And then engine startups, you can, I think, should still be E. I would no. For you guys, it would be E probably, but for me, it's different. If you were to press E, that would start those up. That should be it for this menu, I think. So yeah, LS here is good for picking what runway you want to land on, and it'll bring this up if you were to not be, if you were to have not created a flight plan. You could then follow this here to go to your to where you want to land. Um, this vertical line here is the center line of the runway, and if that 90 there would be going down to, I don't know, 80, then that means you're getting closer to the runway. If it were to be going up to, I don't know, 100, then that means you're going away from the runway. So yeah, I'd say that should be it. So pre-flight, connect jetway, which we've already done, and that's shown as optional. Okay, nav lights on. I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Flight plan added to Google Form. What? Okay, well, we're just gonna ignore that. We're also gonna ignore the. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore the rest. The rest of them don't make sense. But the last four don't make sense. Okay, push and start. Jetway disconnect if connected. Start push back. Let's go ahead and do that. What the heck is going on out there? Sorry if you guys end up hearing some background noise. We'll see here's some random background noise. start engine 2, 3, and 4 will be for this one. And then start engine 1, which will be 1 and 2 on this plane. Okay, the last one is gonna end up being set squad code. I haven't confirmed squad code. I don't even think that's something you can do in this game. So yeah, taxi, taxi lights on, and then it says set autopilot and all throttle. Yeah, that's not something. Maybe it's just like put the correct speed, heading, altitude, and vertical speed in. That's probably what it means. Maybe I don't know because it won't let me enable this. It's also set all flaps down right now. Thing says to put um put the flaps down on the runway. I generally like to have them down uh before I start taxiing. Just do whichever one you prefer to do. Let's go ahead and get moving. There'll be a link to the checklist down below in the description if you want to look at it yourself. I did not create this checklist nor the maps. Let's go ahead and slow down. I generally like to find that 20 knots is a good um, taxi speed. 10% throttle is good for getting up to speed on the taxiways. So I tend to find good. Let's go ahead and stop because this guy's waiting. I just realized we're going to the wrong area. Shoot. I just went to the wrong side of the runway. I guess I ended up taxiing onto the runway because I went onto the wrong side of the runway. And you know what? Actually, no. Let's go ahead and demonstrate that something. So the grass in this game is bumpy. So will it bounce our plane up and down? Seems like it's not bouncing our plane up and down. Maybe it's because we're not going fast enough. If you were to be going fast enough, your plane will bounce up and down. So yeah, be aware of that. Grass actually does affect it. How if your plane, how the grass is actually not at all smooth. If you were to be going fast enough, you would notice that it's not smooth. There's little bumps in it, like how it is in real life. So yeah, let's go ahead and taxi on over to this runway. In case if you didn't know, this line here is a stop line if the runway is currently occupied with a plane like it was there, you would stop behind it so that then the plane can safely land or take off. Let's say it's clear to go on to the runway. Just turn those on. Okay. I should probably mute you, Anders.
Wait, I got it. I got it. I got it.
Hello there. Oh, and that person just got engine fire and blew up. Okay, everything's good. Let's go to full throttle and take off. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, hello. Let's go ahead and do this in first person. Okay, we can take off. Positive brake gear up. Oh, hello. Play off course. Let's go ahead and good landing and taxi lights. Landing lights off. And then flaps 0 autopilot. Okay. So I'll see you guys once we have started to descend to from 3,000 to 1,000 feet. I'll see you guys once we have started doing that. Nice, that's already managed. So I didn't really need a set of heading. Okay. Let's go ahead and arm those. Go to flaps 20. Expose our arm. Let's go to full flaps. Gear down, landing lights on. Okay. Okay, before landing and approach, have beneficial check.
500.
Let's go ahead and go down to
400.
55, I guess.
300.
Also, I forgot to mention that the winds do affect your plane,
200.
so be aware of that. Gosh.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Once you've landed, ensure that you keep yourself on the center line. Okay. It's a successful landing. Let's go ahead and turn off landing lights. Bring the flaps up. And turn off our strobe lights. Let's also ensure that that is on. I'll see you guys once we have taxied to our gate. Now then, yeah, I'll see you guys once we have taxied to our gate. Okay, we are now entering our gate. I generally like to go slow so I can line up onto that line there a lot more easier. CRP line. No, not really. And that should be good enough. And let's stop. Okay. Shut down. Parking brake is on. All engines shut down. Lights off. Let's go ahead and bring the jetway. Okay. Have all lights off. Okay. And there's a flight from. There's a flight. Hope you enjoyed it. Um, hope you enjoyed the flight. Uh, pretty much, yeah. This video didn't really go into that much detail, I don't think. So, other videos that go into a bit more detail, but they generally, yeah. They also don't have flight plan and how to fly in the same video. Mine's is probably the only one that I know of that has both of them in the same video. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. And so anything else I need to cover? Let's see. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover. So yeah. Let's go ahead and end this flight. If you were to go into the settings here, you can change your keybinds to how you would like them to be, along with see what they all are. Mine's for the quick actions, which is where you change the autopilot along with do it other things more accurately. I've changed that from space to left shift, so yeah. But yeah, your if you had default controls, that would be defaulted to space bar. Yeah, and here you can change things like altitude callouts, terrain warnings, cautions and warnings, engine shutdown warnings, other things. So yeah, Hope you liked the video. You can you can also go into Flight Log, which is you can see how long you've flown, what your current flight distance was, current flight hours, and total time played. You can also see how many flights you have, how many takeoffs you had, and how many landings you had, and how many times you've crashed. For me, it's not that much. But yeah. A few of them were just experimental, like seeing how the water landing physics were, what some of them were for me. And then I think there might have been one that I intentionally crashed. So, yeah. There was a one time where I actually accidentally crashed the plane. It was like an actual physical true crash. There was like I ended up stalling and I couldn't recover the plane. That was on like one of the small haul airlines. So yeah. I'm pretty sure it's probably more easier to stall one of the the smaller planes than the bigger planes. So yeah, just be aware of that if you're doing it. Be aware of it's more of that it's easier to stall smaller planes. But that will be it for this video, and we'll see you in the next one, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video. Don't forget to also don't forget to subscribe because it's free. You can always unsubscribe if you don't want to be subscribed for some reason. By doing that, you're just make it take longer for me to start selling smirch. But smirch, smelling smirch is what was possibly gonna end up coming out. What the heck? Sorry, not smell. Gosh dang it. Selling merch. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to also hit bell notification for when I next upload. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.